Welcome to Tools for Teens, where the smart gets smarter. Today we continue our lesson on image generation. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into image generation and prompting. So now I'm back in the image creation feature, and I'm going to keep all the variables that we talked about earlier exactly the same. The only thing I'm going to focus on is the prompt, because it's important to realize how much influence the prompt actually has. I have to admit, I got some help from ChatGPT, and here you can see that we have a list of points to follow to make sure that our prompts are as good as possible. You can find this list in the guide section, and you can actually just copy paste to get a feel for how these prompts work. So the first thing we focus on is the subject. And what we want to avoid is being too vague. So here's an example. I can say a dog, or I can say a fluffy dog, or I can say a fluffy golden retriever puppy. So let's do that. I'm going to copy that and put that into Leonardo, a fluffy golden retriever puppy. And here you can see what Leonardo gave me. It doesn't get any cuter than this. The next thing we look at is providing context and the environment. So again, what you want to avoid is being very vague and just saying something like a dog outside. A better prompt would be something like a fluffy golden retriever playing in a meadow filled with yellow flowers under a bright blue sky. Let's try that. So this is perfect. Now you can see that there's action happening in the shot. We can see the flowers and the sky have been accentuated, and you're starting to get an idea of how much the prompt actually affects the image at the end of the day. So here is where it starts to get interesting, because now we start working with artistic style or medium. And you can see some examples here. We have 3D render, a painting, cyberpunk, anime style. Let's go for the 3D render style and see what it looks like when we have a Pixar-style 3D render of a fluffy golden retriever puppy. Okay, so I was wrong. It can actually get cuter. And here you can see that we have a Pixar-style 3D render of a fluffy golden retriever puppy. Perfect. The next aspect we can look at is lighting and atmosphere. And this can make a big difference to your image at the end of the day. So an example would be a fluffy golden retriever, and then we add something like golden rays of light filtering through the tall grass. Let's try that. Perfect. And now you can see that we have directed the AI to produce an image with light filtering through the tall grass. I think out of all of these, image number 3 is maybe the best example for this. The next point we look at is composition and camera detail. This can also make a big difference. So you can actually determine the shot and the position of the camera by just adjusting the prompt. Something like a close-up shot with a soft focus background of wildflowers. Let's try that. Great. So I think we get the idea. You can actually adjust the prompt and perhaps say something like an extreme close-up shot, but I'm going to leave that to you to explore that a bit more. The next point on this list is interesting because it's all about emphasis and prioritizing elements in the image. And it seems like AI prioritizes certain words more than others. So I think the first tip in terms of weighting elements is what you use at the beginning of the prompt. I want you to think about that more or less as the base of the prompt. And that's a good starting point when it comes to generating images, knowing that the AI is going to focus a lot on the beginning part of the prompt. Something else that you could perhaps try is putting words in double parentheses, which was new to me. I didn't know that. And what you'll sometimes find with these image generators is that you can use weights or a command to guide the AI even further. So you might say fluffy golden retriever, puppy, 1.5, something like that. I believe Midjourney works with this type of system. And the last point on this list is all about experimenting with variations. Remember, it's AI, it's not perfect yet. It's back and forth, trial and error. So perhaps if the result isn't quite right, you might want to rephrase or just adjust the order of the words. Okay, so to end off this lesson, I'm going to import this beautiful prompt that ChatGPT has designed. Here you can see that we've incorporated all of the elements that we've been talking about. Let's see what Leonardo gives us. And there you go. So I would say on the cute scale, this is probably an 11 or a 12. I hope this was useful. I can't wait to see what you design and what you come up with. I will see you in the next one.